and left after seeing no damage to face or property.
15 million.
And her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911.
We're happy.
End quote. Do you find
fully
that Ms. Heard
vindicated,
has
you
proven
guys.
all the elements of
He's
defamation?
fully vindicated.
Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement?
Right.
Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard. Answer, yes.
Yes, we're happy.
Question, the statement was seen by someone other than
So
Ms.
you
Heard.
guys,
Answer,
what
yes.
just happened? Sorry, I
Question, the
thought I was
statement was
live, but I
false.
wasn't.
Answer,
But
yes.
what just happened
Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven
was
by clear and
the
convincing
jury
evidence
decided
that
on
the
all
statement
3
by Mr.
counts
Waldman was
that
made with actual malice?
Johnny
Answer,
Depp
yes.
was
3.
right in
As
all
to
3
this statement
counts.
appearing in the
He
April
was awarded
27,
15 million.
2020 online edition of the
And
Daily Mail.
Amber Heard was
Quote,
denied
we've reached the beginning of the end
her
of Ms.
claim.
Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp. End quote.
her first
Do you
claim.
find that Ms. Heard
This
has
is her
proven
second claim.
all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
That's her second claim got denied.
As against John C. Depp II, we,
Let's
the
see.
jury, award compensatory damages in the amount
This
of
is her
$2 million.
damages.
As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
$0.
Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Okay,
Your
so
Jamie?
there's Amber Heard. She
Members
needed
of
to
the
be in the
jury,
courtroom
if
to
this is
hear
your verdict, please
that
answer yes.
the jury
If this is not your verdict,
awarded
please answer
$15
no.
million to
Juror number
Johnny
6.
and
Juror number
$0 to
10.
her. They
Juror
also
number
found
15.
that she, with
Juror number
malice,
16.
defamed him on all 3 counts.
Juror number 22.
First count, they
Juror number
defamed.
27.
She defamed him on
Juror number
the
29.
print.
Yes.
Second
I
count
do
she
find that
defamed
the
him
jury's
on
verdict
was
is
the
unanimous.
title.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And
this
the third
concludes your
count
service in
was
this case.
on the
I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. And I know I speak for everybody here
sentence
when
that
I
said,
tell you that we appreciate your
she-
sacrifices
2
and your
years
time and your
ago,
public
she
service
faced
in
the
this
wrath
matter. Okay,
of
so I'm going to have you
how
go
in
back to the
real
jury
time
deliberation room for one
she
more
watched as
time, and then we'll
powerful
release you from
men,
there. Okay. All right. Thank you.
covered up, and women faced the wrath of sexual violence, blah blah blah, whatever. So basically, she face planted, and Johnny Depp is fully vindicated. Fully vindicated. That's about as bad as it can get for Amber Heard right now. Look at her face.
Okay. In accordance with law, I will amend the
That
punitive
is about as
damages,
bad as it can get for
award
her.
to the statutory cap of $350,000 on Mr. Depp's award. Okay. I will set this down for entry of an order.
My
and can we do it on
gosh.
June 24th at 10 a.m. if that's available?
Yeah.
All right. If Mr. Chu, if you could prepare that order and then circulate it to Ms. Bretterhoff, and we can have all the objections noted on it. All right.
We'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right. And if I get it before that date, I'll take it off the docket. Okay. All right. Again, thank you to all the attorneys for your professionalism, and you're welcome to come to my courtroom anytime. Well, give me a few weeks, but then
Johnny
you can come
Depp
anytime,
gets
okay?
$15
All right.
million.
Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
And his name is cleared officially.
Well, there you have it. A substantial verdict for Johnny Depp, but not complete. A devastating defeat, really, for Amber Heard. Although she did win on 1 count. And let me explain this. So there was the case of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. He said she had defamed him. The jury agreed on all 3 counts. On the title of the op-ed in the Washington Post, which was the first count, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath.
Yeah.
The jury found that that was defamatory. On a line in that op-ed, 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. And the jury found that that was defamatory.
Yeah.
And the third statement in that Washington Post op-ed was, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. And the jury found that was defamatory. They awarded her $10 million in compensatory, awarded him. They awarded Johnny Depp $10 million in compensatory damages, $5 million in punitive damages. Then in the case of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, they decided that on one issue, on one statement of Johnny Depp's lawyers to the Daily Mail, that was defamatory. What he said was quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax about a charge of abuse, that they set up Mr. Depp by calling the cops, but it didn't do the trick. That passage of Johnny Depp's lawyer's statement to the Daily Mail, the jury found defamed Amber Heard. And they said that the calling her complaint in that instance a hoax was defamatory. So they found for Amber Heard, they awarded her $2 million of compensatory damages. So the bottom line, they did not believe most of what Amber Heard had to say.
So I guess
both of them were dishonest.
They wanted to split the baby,
to some
I
extent.
guess.
And they wrecked her life financially. Unless she gets this reduced on appeal, which she might, she's got $13 million
She deserves it.
Johnny Depp.
So let's bring in Terry, Brian, also our Ken Moten, who's there outside the courthouse.
And to be honest, I think that's
I see
true.
the people are lining up there at the doors, so I think we should pay
I
attention.
think that,
if
that
you are
story,
hearing something, any kind of reaction from those
if
out
they
there,
got to
especially
see
if
all
we
the
see
evidence
Amber
that we
Heard,
saw, that we
walk
can
out,
see
to be interested to listen
online,
in and see what's said. So keep us honest
if
there.
they
It
could
seems
see
pretty
everything we
quiet
could
now.
see.
But Brian, why don't we start with you? First of all,
I don't know if they
overall
would have reached that
reaction
same
to what we
conclusion.
just heard.
Everything that's available
I'm
online.
somewhat shocked by the mixed bag that we have in terms of this verdict, so to speak.
Me too.
Where Johnny Depp, and I think what he's going to be really proud about, and his team should be proud about,
He's
is just
vindicated.
the yes after yes after yes after yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the dollar amount is one, what he was really seeking. Two, I don't think $15 million is even going to pay for two of the multiple lawyers who are on this team. So for that, I don't think it's a big deal for him.
And I don't think Amber Heard is even going to have the money to pay anyway.
That it was published, actual malice. I think this furthers the point that not only is Johnny Depp winning in the court of law,
Court
but
of
even
public
more
opinion.
So, the court of public opinion.
This
and I
verdict
think this
itself
is a huge win, even though the dollar
is
amount is far
worth
less than what he was asking for.
all the money.
Terry, I'm
that
just curious,
is
from the number of
priceless
trials that we've
to
covered that
him.
involved
It gives
sexual
his
assault,
name
sexual
back,
abuse,
his
sexual
reputation.
violence. How
Tells the
much,
world that he
is
wasn't
this a setback?
what they
just
thought he
for,
was, what they said he
victims'
was.
rights and victims of domestic abuse
wasn't.
and
He's
violence.
not
The
a
fact
wife
that
beater.
the jury found
He's a victim of
that she
domestic abuse.
is liable here for defamation, that
Not a
they didn't believe
perpetrator
her
of it.
story. This is not good for women around the country who are sitting back going, there we go again. We just lost a voice here.
You know,
I
what,
wouldn't
Kira,
be
you hit it on the
surprised
head.
if
It
she
makes
did.
it far more difficult for women
She
who
seems
really
like that
have
type. Did
suffered
you see the
from
meme where
sexual
she was
violence or
sticking
abuse
post-it notes
to
all
come
over
forward
them?
because they will be afraid
Just
that
covering
they
them
too
with
might not
blank
be
post-it
believed. I
notes.
do think, however, that Amber Heard
And
is the type
I
of individual
think
that the jury
she was
saw
passing them
lied
blank post-it
constantly,
notes.
and I do think
but
that is why we
can't
saw
prove
all
that.
of the yeses that Brian was referencing.
While they were doing their
as far as
closing
the
arguments,
three
just passing
statements
blank
that
post-it
Depp
notes
was
to them.
claiming was defamatory, because Heard did lie. She was caught in multiple lies. And so
Took a
I'm grateful
picture of
that
it.
he,
Took a
won
screenshot of
his
it.
part of the case because of all of the lies. And the
I'll
question
make it
really
one
is,
of
I
my
don't think
make
it
it
will
one of my
happen, but whether or
thumbnails.
not she will be brought up for perjury charges. I do think the
I'm so
jury
glad she
looked at this
decided to
very
show up so we
carefully.
could
I'm
see
not
her
shocked
face for that.
that they came
That's how
back
much of a
in
narcissist
one
she is.
instance
She
in
really
favor
thought
of
she was
Amber
going to
Heard,
win
because
that.
that one statement wasn't quite accurate. The fact that
She had to be
we
the
had
only
Waldman
person in
stating
America
that they called the
who
police, they
thought
called them
she was
back.
going to
I
win
think
that
based on the evidence the
hearing.
jury saw, that wasn't exactly right. But I think Camille Vasquez talked about that in her closing and said, he thought it was
That's
right.
only
He
the evidence
actually
they
said
saw.
that he thought that Amber Heard should be
Oh,
brought up for
man.
perjury. So he believed it was right. So there's no actual
Me
malice.
too.
The jury looked at that and said, well, but you were wrong. And so
What about
they
all the
gave
evidence
that to
they
Amber
didn't
Heard. It was a
see?
small amount,
Like,
$2
what
million,
about all the
no
evidence that
punitive.
we saw
I
that
think
didn't even get
overall,
in?
this is a huge victory
If you
for
go
Johnny
to
Depp. And I think basically the jury
Incredibly
took their job
Average's
very seriously, looked at
channel,
all
and
the
they have
evidence, and came
recording
back relatively
after
quickly as far as I'm
recording.
concerned.
They have this
I think that's a great
long
point, Terry. The fact
recording
that
that
this
they
is a
couldn't
mixed
play in
verdict,
court
that they looked
because it
so
had other
carefully at
people's
each statement,
voices in it.
excuse me, and they matched
But
it
it
to those
basically
questions
is a
that Brian was
recording
saying.
of the
Was the statement made by
entire
this defendant?
2
Was it made with
hours
actual malice?
around
Did other people hear it the
when
same way?
his finger
With
got
clear and convincing
cut
evidence
off.
that yes, yes, yes.
Like an
It
hour
basically
before
said
to
they
an
thought
hour
that Amber
after
Heard lied
of
to
the
them,
exact event.
and that she had not
And you
proved,
know
at any rate, what she was saying.
exactly
But Kenneth, I
what
want to go to
happened
you
to
first.
that finger.
I want to show a
He's
little
just
bit of
walking
tape here.
around,
The
stamping around in
reaction
high heels.
outside the courthouse.
This
You've
is
already told us
supposed
a
to be
lot
at
of
the
Johnny
time
Depp
where he's
fans out there.
dragging her through
Here's what it looks
glass
like.
on her
There
feet
you go. When
and
they hear
slicing
that
her feet up. Instead,
Johnny
she's
Depp had
stomping
been
around in
awarded
high heels, screaming, "Did I hurt him?
a major
Did I
victory
hurt
here.
him?" Oh,
A
look at the
major
courthouse.
victory for these fans of Johnny Depp. Terry, I can say that while there is
Yeah,
the legal
that's so
court
sweet.
inside
I'm
that
so
building behind
happy.
me, there's the court of public
So
opinion
happy for him.
also right here in front of this building. And a number of
I
Johnny
wonder
Depp
where
fans
he
came
is
out
and
here. They've been out here during the
if
6-week
there's people
trial.
there screaming
We haven't seen that
support
many
where
fans
he
of
is.
Amber Heard.
I hope
But for
there
the ones who
is.
came out here for Johnny Depp, with every single yes from that jury foreperson, there was an eruption. There was
Good for
applause.
them.
There were people chanting, this crowd chanting Johnny, Johnny,
But
Johnny over and
she
over
shouldn't have got
again.
anything.
And you
I don't
see
know
they are
why they
still
gave her
behind me,
anything.
even though the jury's work has essentially
She
wrapped
should have
up
got a
here,
perjury
and the verdict's
charge.
been read. A big win for Johnny Depp, as our analysts have pointed out here.
They're
They are
probably
waiting
afraid
to
that
potentially see
she
the
was going to look
attorneys
their
for the
addresses
Depp
up
camp to
and,
come out and potentially speak. We don't expect to see
you
Amber
know,
Heard, who's making her
burn
comings
their
and goings
houses
from this
down or
building,
something,
from the back of the building. And because
which
she
she
was
still
not a
might
winner in this
do.
case, or a big winner, we do not expect to see her or her team out here at the microphones, but we're ready for them just in case. We are starting to see some people file out of the courtroom as well, since that verdict has been read. But again, 91 degrees out here at the moment this verdict was read. People standing for quite some time.
Sure. We haven't heard the last of
to
her.
hear what the verdict was, and we saw them
You
reacting
haven't heard
majorly
the
here
last of me.
after every single yes in favor of Johnny Depp.
As we just wait there outside the
I'll be
courthouse and
back.
keep us honest on what's happening there, Kenneth, we did get a statement
I'm so glad.
from
Well, that sure was
Amber
interesting.
Heard. I'll just go ahead and read this cold here. It's an official statement from
Sure
Amber
was
Heard
interesting.
regarding the verdict.
Can
that
you
we
imagine
just,
what type of
we
person
just heard?
it
The
takes
disappointment I feel
to
today is beyond words. I'm
throw
heartbroken
away
that the mountain of
type of
evidence still was not enough
man
to
that he
stand up to
was?
the
I mean, you
disproportionate
could tell
power,
by listening to
influence,
all the
and sway
recordings.
of my ex-husband.
And
I'm even
then
more disappointed with what this verdict
when
means
she
for
found
other
out
women.
he was broke,
It is a
that's
setback.
exactly
that
the
sets back
time
clock
that
to a time when a woman who spoke
she
up
filed
and
for
spoke out
divorce
could be
right
publicly
before he
shamed and
could,
humiliated. It
and
sets back the
then
idea that
tried to
violence against
blackmail
women
him
is to be taken seriously.
so
I believe
that
Johnny's attorneys succeeded in getting the jury
she
to
tried to
overlook the
blackmail
key
him
issue of
so that
freedom
she
of
could
speech and
still
ignore
get paid
evidence that was so conclusive that we won in
while
the UK.
she tried to get the most
I'm
money
sad I
possible
lost
out of
this
a
case,
divorce
but I am
settlement.
sadder still
And
that
she
I
said,
seem to
or
have
else
lost
I'll
a
tell
right
everybody
I thought
you
I
beat
had
me.
as an American
And when
to
that didn't
speak
work, she had
freely
to actually go
and
through with the
openly.
I'll tell everyone you beat me
Well,
thing.
she's obviously
And once she
still
was on that
persuaded
train, she
in
couldn't
her
get
own
off.
case, as she
But
should be. But I'd
she
say,
just-
in general, having covered a lot of trials, juries, as we've seen
She
in this
came
case, they
from
take
nothing,
their job
and
very
when
seriously.
he fell in love with
A
her,
lot of people don't like the verdict if
she
they haven't
even
watched
tells
the trial.
she couldn't
The
even
more
tell a
people
bad
have
story. I
watched
mean,
the
she's
trial,
like, well, he
turns
tried to
out the more
buy
they
me a
tend to agree
pony,
with juries. Not
and
all
I
the
tried
time,
saying
obviously,
no.
but they
Think
tend
about,
to take
I
it very
just-
seriously.
A
And I do
man
want to
buys
go to
me
Brian
a pony and asks my
on
dad
this
if he could
verdict
marry me.
and what
I
it
mean,
says
It's a love
about the
story.
evidence that
Yeah, it was her own
that Amber
recordings
Heard
because
brought.
she's such a
It's her
narcissist. She's
word,
just
really,
walking
as
around
it's going to
recording
be.
them
And now she
everywhere.
says women
Taking
will be
pictures of him,
forced back into
taking pictures
silence
of everything
if they
but
want to
her own
complain
bruises
about
she
abuse
supposedly
by
has.
a powerful man in particular. Is there
Wonder what
validity
she's
to
going to
that?
look
Is
like
that
when
what
all
this
that
verdict says, Brian, do you
liposuction
think?
starts sagging out.
I understand that sentiment in part. What and I disagree with it in another part. And the reason why I say that is I do agree
All right,
that there are
guys,
going
I
to
love
be
you.
women,
I'm gonna hop
young
off of here.
girls throughout the world and especially
Thanks
the
for hanging
country,
out.
and look at what happened here and
Talk
says,
to you later.
maybe Amber Heard was right, that she faced the backlash and the wrath of going after a very powerful man, because that is what Johnny Depp is. He's a very powerful man. But I hope